last things posted, so.
I mean,
It's
it has
15.
been years since we played this game last.
Ah.
You funny guy.
Yuck. And we have a new member of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That we find randomly out in the desert.
Does anyone remember? Well, in fact, you guys were checking out that collapsed lab in the valley there. Remember what the last mission is? What the job you're doing is?
We're going somewhere to do something.
Yeah, we're getting something from what I recall, but I don't remember exact detail.
We got most of the way there and then got distracted.
And Chris,
seems like the plan of all groups I'm in.
Yes. we got distracted by loot.
So you guys were in Petra, as I'll ping on the maps, in this horribly desolate place. I was joking with Kelly today that I need to write my own Salvage, but not as shithole of a Salvage planet.
But where's the fun in that?
And you guys were sent to go over.
Yeah, we're here.
You're currently there. Yep, you've identified your location on the map. And you drove through the canyon and you found basically a shelter down there that seemed to have taken some damage. It looks like, some damage broke the integrity of this science pod. It's not where you were supposed to be going, but it's where we stopped dramatically because you guys were checking it out for salvage purposes.
Yep.
And then there was this super tense paused moment where I totally asked for some kind of roll, and somebody rolled just a single success on mechanics to kind of power the place up.
Woohoo!
And as it powers up, I'm checking the notes there. Yeah, the canyon wall drops, leaving the only option to go in. I'm like totally looking at the beetle that randomly rolled, melting everything with its, great roll. But you guys powered up the little station there. It's a little 20-foot by 25-foot portable housing units, and it's obviously compromised because there's sand piling inside through the open, the damage that happened in there. And as you guys are there, go ahead, Dixon and Tegan, and roll me your vigilance check.
Like initiative or?
As in vigilance skill check.
Actual skill check. Okay.
As nobody asks if I've got the pool ready, so whatever's in there is
in
there.
I can only assume that if you're asking us
then you don't want to assume, because is it ready now?
I mean, it's only fair that Dixon rolled a really bad roll. You have to roll the same roll. As you're distracted by the power lights come flickering on.
I did fine.
Just because he's overzealous doesn't mean anything.
As the
but I did better than him.
On, and the environmental kind of sputters, the little AC sputters showing the little streamers flashing, that air's blowing through there. Immediately, out of one of the cargo doors, flashes a person that holds out a little arcing electrical knife in a threatening manner at the two of you guys.
Hey, yo, whoa, no, hey.
As we will totally believe that between that last moment and this one, Chris's character went back to the car. Because obviously he's like, I'll be in the car.
I forgot the keys. Gotta go back.
He forgot the picture. Isn't he in love with the boss?
And as we
left your picture on the dash.
Tense moment, as Nysa is holding her knife at these two strangers that invaded the shelter she's been using for the last few days. Describe what each of the three of you look like. Who wants to go first?
Well,
Alright.
I'm holding a knife, so I feel like you two should.
yeah.
I got a sword, so whatever.
I've got a long stick.
Nice.
So I am like 6'3", kind of medium, stocky build, with blue hair, black eyes, blue skin, and let me double check because I forget now. And
I love how he buries the lead about the blue skin.
huh?
I love how you bury the lead on the blue skin.
Yeah, well, you know. And then I got horns as well. And standing there with my hand on my sword looking at you like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And then Dixon is relatively tall Decker in the beginning stages of starting to convert stuff. There's a lot of open ports on his body. Nothing plugged into him yet. And he's just kind of like, what the fuck? After he just powered up the fucking area, and you come out of here, he's like, ah, ah.
Okay. Nissa is like she's a regular human. She has like darker skin, darker hair, freckles. As soon as she takes a look at both of y'all, she kind of drops her knife and goes, "So interesting," and she starts like paying attention to all of the different modifications or ports you have, and kind of mumbling like different surgeries and different things and how it connects to like the internal anatomy. And then she looks at Tegan and goes, "Horns, very interesting. Do you guys have food? I'm hungry." And she just kind of welcomes you on in.
I don't think I can help you
That's
there.
easy, I guess.
Yeah, because you're interesting.
As you guys
Okay.
totally look in the corner and you see this pile of the wrapped rations, about a month's worth of rations all eaten.
All right.
Do your horns keep growing, or do they just stop? And I apologize, you're the first of your kind I've ever seen. Like, you're just, it's very interesting. And your modifications, like, they're very well done.
Thanks, they were very expensive.
Yes, you
Nice.
obviously been isolated out here a while.
Yeah, I can be a lot. But I mean, that was the other group. Like, you guys are way more interesting. It'll be fun. It'll totally be fun. Do you need a medic? Like, I'm pretty good.
I mean, we've only got so much food and water in the truck.
Damn.
That is fair. I guess I could just kill one of you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, we don't really need the gnome.
Yeah, okay.
You have a gnome too? You guys are way more interesting than the last group.
That's the
What happened to the last group?
So that's kind of a complicated story, but they didn't die. I didn't hurt them or anything. I think like they just kind of got tired of, I'm kind of extra.
Extra what?
Like, my mom would say, I have a little more whiskey in my cocktail than most people. It's fun.
So you're really strong?
I could be a little much. I have a very strong personality. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
She drove him
But
crazy.
beyond that, like, I'm totally fine.
Other than that, I'm totally fine.
Yeah. And I am working towards being able to do modifications. So like at some point I might be able to do them for you and you wouldn't have to spend all the money on them.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I'm just
I
saying.
Pound bake sale.
feel like I'd trust a professional rather than just some doctor I found out in the desert.
No, I'm just saying, like,
That
long
lost her
term,
party.
you might want to keep me around. I'm just saying.
Are you just asking for a ride?
No, I really want a crew to work with. I do much better when I'm not by myself and I'm like in a group.
Okay.
So yeah. And you both seem really nice. Like I get a good vibe from y'all. And I would, I've been around a lot of people and, being, I've
Except for
seen
now.
people at their best and worst. So like, you seem like good people.
Oh, I suppose there's
I
room
may
in the
have had a
vehicle.
whole lot of coffee, guys, before this game. Sorry.
Well, it is rather
That's-
late where you are, so Or
I
it
don't know
just
what you're
means
talking
your
about,
character's
Jim.
been living off of stim pills.
hmm
I don't know what you're
I
talking about, Jim.
suppose
It's
there's room in the
perfectly
truck.
early.
And I just nod. I'm listening to both of you at the same time.
We're
100%
heading
tracking
into
both of you.
we're heading into danger, though.
Danger.
Well, I'm really good with a blade.
Well, yeah, it's not safe out here in the shifting sand dunes and desert.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll be
it
okay.
isn't
I
that
promise.
safe in this pod either.
So, anything of value we need to take with us?
I mean, what do you think is valuable? Like, I've looked through here for any, like, medicinal stuff, and I've got everything that I could. Would I know, like, what they're kind of referring to and be able to try to help them? Because I definitely want to make a good impression.
I mean, there's not really much of value left that's not been consumed or used up.
Hmm.
Do me a favor. Roll
Okay.
me a let me set the pool up before I say the words.
Okay. Yeah, I get carried away from playing D&D. I want to click right away.
Yes, don't be
Feel
a
free
Kelly.
to give me a perception or a vigilance, your choice.
Ooh. I think I'm going to go with vigilance. Oh, no, I'm going to go with perception. Just kidding.
Hmm.
Are you ready for me?
Yep, I am totally ready for you. As you are pretty sure you have picked through this pod for everything it's worth, including the last usable power cell, which currently you were surprised that the lights have turned on. As a subtle blowing wind whistles through the valley outside and through the holes in this pod.
Not very subtle.
Not very subtle at all.
I don't think there's really anything here you guys would want, but like I think this is definitely serendipitous. So I think we should get on the road. Like I'm sure y'all have like a super important mission or something, right? Like you look like we should be going. And I want to meet the gnome.
You've met the gnome.
I'm the gnome.
It's the blue guy.
Oh,
It's-
I thought a gnome like with a G. Sorry.
No.
It is
That's my
gnome.
bad. I was like, there's a gnome here?
I mean,
Yeah, no.
technically it is a gnome with a G because gnome comes from the word genome in this case.
Yes, but it's
My
just
bad, guys.
but it's just NOME. Yeah, we're genetically modified.
Like
They're
corn.
the heroes that stayed awake during the Great Migration and decided to play, Dr. Moreau with their genomes.
Yes.
Oh,
Just to
fantastic.
remind
You're
you
way
all,
more interesting now.
This is totally your sponsor, by the way, who's loaning you the vehicle.
Well, loaning us the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, the gnome lady. Yes.
Mm-hmm. As you guys immediately get the screen swipe of the last bit of calf that your new friend has left in the shelter, and the last bit of recycled water that's probably been, urine recycled way too many times. That's
Hey.
why the coffee is so strong.
Hey.
Hmm.
Yesterday's coffee is today's coffee.
Aye,
Mhm.
aye, aye. Aye, well, I guess we ought to get moving.
That's the official motto of the International Space Station, by the way.
Oh, great.
Fun fact.
Wonderful. Remind me not to stop by. You might not get back.
Only if you go up on Boeing.
All right, well, I guess you ought to come along. Don't want to leave somebody out here and feel guilty for them starving to death or
You totally won't
dehydrating
regret
to
it.
death.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Ah,
And as soon as I get on board, I'm like, where are we going, by the way?
That's a great question.
yes.
In case you forgot what the job was, here's the job. And I love the
Yeah.
way the copy pastes 7.
Layers of dustland sands.
Leo wants you to recover a set of experimental healing pods located in a sunken medical facility called St. Beltane's Refuge, which is now buried under layers of dustland sands.
Assuming she's right that it's there in the first place.
I mean, she's pretty sure it is. She paid good money and some water rations for the location.
Yeah, I think things shift, and right now it's available or accessible, if I recall now.
Mm-hmm. That it just recently got uncovered, so it's going to be like less work for you guys.
Hooray! I love less work.
But
Yeah,
we
so
ain't
you're
gonna
looking
get
for medical
there.
stuff.
We ain't gonna get there in time if we dilly dally here. So,
Ho ho ho! The dilly and the dally.
so I start heading back to the vehicle.
I'm super excited. I'm buckled in and ready to go.
I can
Oh,
only assume that
I
Nysa had her
guess let's
bags
go.
packed, ready to go at a moment's notice.
Hmm.
She's like,
Is it
somebody's
I've
Nysa
been
coming
or
waiting.
along.
Nysa, by the way?
What was
What's
that?
what? Who?
Is it Nysa or Nysa?
Nisa.
Nysa?
It's Niesa.
Yeah, but everybody just calls me Stitch. It's fine. You can just call me that. It's easier.
Okay, you guys hop back in the vehicle. Colton is totally ready as he just like grunts with the new friend. Starts up the rig. Shakes the dust that's snowing off the top of this giant chasm. As he's totally gonna have the best rolls of his life. However,
Yeah.
he just looks over at Tegan and Dixon and just, which way? Yes. Chris's character's getting really gruff and monosyllables.
Apparently. I thought he knew the way. Did we have a map or something? We had something we were following.
You have a vague location as, basically over here, about another day's travel. But the canyon did provide great shelter.
All
The
right,
question
we're
is,
going
do you
where?
want to wait out the right here? I shall give you a location on the map.
I tell him that way. Up and out the valley and back straight ahead. Heading east.
Heading east.
Third star to the right.
Okay, he basically vrums for a few hours and totally looks for a convenient way to climb up this. And if you've ever seen those off-roading competitions where vehicles should not be able to go up, he is totally taking your rig up there. Unless somebody wants to suggest a different route.
I mean, if it's on the way, and he's a good driver, I mean,
Let's give it a shot.
I think this is a great plan.
Everyone is
Just
giving
stay
him
on
lots
course.
of good coaching. Oh my God, he's only got one rank of driving.
What?
We've only,
Yeah, but it's like
we've only
four
had
dice.
one session.
But he's got like 4 dice, right?
Yep. And
Can I give him
giving
a little help by pointing out a good path?
I'm giving him a blue for all your cheering, but if you would like to give me a check to co-pilot a good path, I'll take either a vigilance or a perception to point out a good path. That's what I was meaning by, unless somebody has a suggestion.
I'll make an attempt with perception.
Go ahead and see if you can give him an upgrade, Mr. Co-pilot.
Well, I can give a blue. Looks
blue.
like. And in addition to that, I can give him this.
As immediately you guys see
I would like to
Dixon
increase
just
the difficulty.
rip the dashboard. As he goes from like boulder to boulder, bouncing the tires up this canyon wall, creating with the mere dirt and boulders that he's knocking loose an entirely beautiful driveway up and down this place now. As he's out of the chasm and up to the open area, and then he looks back at his buddy there. So, Tegan, you're gonna give me a astrogation check for your head east.
Astrogation or survival?
Or planetary geography.
This would be planetary geography if you got it, which, remember, we were using the astrogation tab for that.
Like, I've got it.
Now,
yeah, I didn't add that one, but
as you come out of the chasm and realize the weather is currently a constant
Awful.
rough blowing wind, sandstorm rating 1 or 2, which is, sand immediately hits, and very hot midday as you guys come out. So it's basically Arizona weather, 105 to 115.
Yeah,
lovely.
It's mild. All right, ready?
Yep, I'm ready. If you're ready.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. I don't even need the secret token. You guys are heading in the right direction as you actually point east to him. As you guys are doing your thing, things seem very, very calm. Besides the fact that it's sandstorm and you just hear that screechy sound of the sand peeling the last of the paint off your hauler.
But that's like every day, so.
Any day that
Sandstorm.
ends in Y on Salvage. This is why you call the planet Omega, because it's the ass end of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys head into the possible zone, are you still set with the unit on the vehicle set for active human technology?
Yeah.
Or would you like to reprogram it to censor something else?
I think technology is probably the best bet.
Probably.
Okay. So someone give me either a survival or vigilance or perception. And if all three of you want to do one each of those, you totally can. There will be
Yeah.
compounded gifts for goodness and
I
compounded
have
punishments for badness.
3 green and 2 blue for survival.
I have 2 green and a yellow for perception.
I have 2 yellow and a green for perception. And I have 2 yellow and a green for survival.
Well, I have 2 green for vigilance.
I
My
have a
vigilance
yellow
is
and a
3.
green. Oh,
Well, what was that, Dave?
I have 3 green for vigilance.
Okay. I think the best way to do it where we all do the least worst would be Lexa on vigilance, and Dave on survival, and me on perception.
All right.
Sounds good. The dice pool is ready with the sandstorm swirling around you guys. You all have a confident driver driving for you, so you're all peeled at the windows looking for things. Obviously, Stitch's vigilance is just excited to be in this nice, cushy hauler
Mhm.
and having the air conditioning blowing full blast in your face and having fresh water that's only been recycled half dozen times.
Only a half dozen times.
super good time.
But on the plus side, none of the recycled water ever came through your body before, so it's new. It's new to you,
It's
Flavor.
new to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just got a blue tint to it.
Everything that touches him has a blue tint.
So it's the same pool for all of it? All right.
Yep. Yep. Average check with 2 blacks.
Boom. Look
As
at that.
immediately our Nomi is like, I want to see some shit. So we've got with the 2 successes for the perception check with Dixon, you find a really good lookout location that's stable. It's not an actual sand dune, it's actually rocks. I'm assuming you're going to totally point that out to Colton to go drive up to that.
Yep, great lookout point.
As he totally agrees with you with the great lookout point and heads up there and vroom, vroom, vroom. It's totally that Nissan commercial with the vehicle parked at the edge that it shouldn't be up there. How did it get to the top of this peninsula? I don't know, but it's up there at the top. And then with Tegan's survival roll, anything particularly you like those 2 advantages for? Or would you like me to tell you what you see first?
Yeah, let's see what we see.
So with your 3 advantages, you totally notice in the
Success.
area, 3 success, yeah. There is totally a natural occurring sinkhole off to the north of your location. So you totally point that out to Colton to avoid the sinkhole because it's one of those big,
Yeah.
sucky, sandy sinkholes. Who knows what's inside it? And you
Yep.
look off to the south and you notice some formations that don't look native to the planet if you don't count the massive amounts of crashed spaceships on the planet. So the topography you're seeing, you swear, is a sand covered remains of a ship, of one of the colony ships.
Okay.
And straight ahead, almost like you called it, straight east, you notice some weird formations half covered in sand that seem definitely man made.
Hmm.
And then what would you like for your 2 advantages?
A pat on the head.
Um.
Decisions.
Yeah. So, man-made like structures, building, or what?
Man made like the wreck of a ship.
Well, but he
Man-made,
said the other spot looked like ship
the wreckage is to
potential
the
buried.
south, and the man-made looks like shelters that were built by people,
Okay.
but heavily covered in sand. Almost like exactly what you were told about.
Which one? The
To the east.
place or okay. So
To the
that's
south is the ship that crashed into the planet. To the straight
right.
east is the shelter the survivors obviously built, you're thinking.
Okay. Oh, where do we want to go? Let's do I see at the shelters any kind of movement?
In the howling sandstorm, as you're looking at it miles away, you don't see any movement at the moment. I mean, you're pretty sure from a survivalist point of view, no one would want to be out in this sandstorm.
Okay.
I mean, at least no one's sane.
Well, who said we were sane?
Yeah. Well, we're in shelter, so so I guess to the shelters.
I
So,
I
mean,
guess
is there anything you wanted for those 2 advantages?
Um.
a clear path.
Yeah.
Okay, from this little
The
plateau
sand.
that you're on, you
The sand
totally
parts. No.
you give directions to this great little sand buggy direction. If you go, you should be totally safe. Totally
Should
safe.
not get lost or anything.
I mean, it's only 2 advantages. It's only going to get you so far. As the buggy takes off, and you just see the rear tires spin and shoot sand up as you go flying off the little plateau into the sand dunes, and you're hearing the brrrr, brrrr, brrrr. This is the most crazy Colton has ever driven this thing before. Normally, he's
Well,
very
of course.
cautious. And as you guys get across there, he skids to a stop, and you see the what looks like a half-covered in sand series of 9 shelters. You know, you've seen these style of it. It almost looks like 9 roly-polies have lined up in stacks of 3, 3 wide. You know, so it's 1, 2,
Nice.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And all of them are covered with at least looks like waist high sand from the outside, but you actually see the surface of each one of these shelters, and they look like they're about 40 feet long and about 15-foot wide.
Okay,
You've
so
seen
they're
these style
multi-capacity.
of yeah, they're basically the size like a mobile home.
Right.
And you know from the design you've seen pretty much the exact carbon copy. It's like a single family habitat. But there are 0 lights on, and obviously there's enough sand and dust that like the solar panels have been covered over and not working. And you know, the environmental system is obviously gummed up with you know, the planet Omega.
Gummed up with Omega.
So interesting. You guys only take me to the coolest places.
We've literally only taken you to one place.
Yeah.
I know,
Okay.
and it's really cool. I appreciate it.
Well, whoever was out here didn't fare so well, apparently. Does there look like there's any damage or anything to any of them?
Colton, by the way, totally says, "I'll stay in the car."
Oh my gosh.
As let's see, the
Or is that?
weather outside, it's
It's frightful.
midday. It's not so bad as, you know, you guys, you know, know it.
I mean, 105 to 115 ain't shit.
It is a little sandy.
Again, the sandstorm
Uh,
is picking up. I mean, the winds have been howling, and now they seem like shearing, scrapey sound, like constant fingernails on chalkboard out there. As you wanna take a look see on them, huh? I like this.
Mhm.
This is a good
well,
thing to take a look see.
I was hoping before it was +4 black, but
Now that you realize you're squinting as the dust storm is getting thicker, give me your perception check there.
yeah, give me a second. Jared got everything loaded. It
As you're looking for
doesn't.
I don't
all
guess
the
I would.
advantages you can take.
Yeah.
I don't guess I know any type of medicine or something that could be applied around the eyes to help with sand.
Well,
Do I?
this is you're in the car, and basically it's like in
Okay.
a blizzard condition, but sand instead of snow.
All right.
Oh, they got this.
So you're looking for technology. Can't. How about changing the sensors to biology and do a scan?
And when you picked, you got there, it's picking up a very, very, very faint operational technology.
Okay.
Very faint. It could
All
be the
right. Well, let
sandstorm
me
messing
look
with it,
while I.
or something running on just standby power.
Yeah. Well, I'll take a look like I was going to while I suggest that maybe we can change the sensor settings to scan for biological life there, Dixon. And where is perception?
I guess I can change it.
Such a hard thing to do. I mean, unless you want to walk out there and take a look. But look at that. I still pulled
Well,
off
it
all
does
those
take a
dice.
long time to rechange those settings.
It does.
He's got to pull out like vacuum tubes and other things to make it work. As you clearly see with that success and 2 advantage, that the pods all have similar markings on them in regards to it's got the ship name they came off of, and it basically says Saint Bethany in very
Uh-huh.
stripped paint. I mean, you're making out like every other word, but since all the 9 pods have the same name stenciled on the outside, you're able to make out that all 9 say that. And they all happen to have red crosses on them, designating them as medical facilities.
And
Which totally
no.
rings true of Leah wanting, medical technology from the arcs.
Yep. And no, like, combat damage or anything noted.
Most of them you're seeing just have regular damage that you would see on this planet, of
Yeah,
like
wear and tear.
sand rips off a piece and then it ends up peeling a strip all the way down because
Right.
it caught that piece of tin just right in 100-mile-an-hour winds. It doesn't seem that there's any combat damage being the reason why, or no explosions.
Okay. Nice.
What would you like for your 2 advantage?
Well, hell. Give a blue to next to go. Or actually to, what's his name? To Dixon while he's working on the scanner.
To reprogram the scanner.
I point out where we need to focus, details on the tents or the shelters. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry.
You okay? I was gonna say, are you being accosted by a cat?
I am. Actually, I deserve it because I'm picking and banging on her. So,
That's
so
how you
yeah,
say I love you in cat.
right. So yeah, so I'll give him a blue, helping focus the scan. I'm assuming you're the one to be doing the scanning, right?
Yep, I just need to swap it.
Yeah.
Which is mechanics roll to swap it? Or a computer's roll, Jim?
I believe it's a computer's roll.
Okay.
Not just a switch.
Unfortunately, not just a switch.
Let me go ahead and put your difficulty in there. As you're constantly getting this little blinking light saying, technology found.
Blink, 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 blink.
Okay, I've got your 2 purple in there. And how close are you wanting Colton to drive there?
I mean, we should get as close as possible because it's not like the scanner has an enormous range.
Yeah, well, plus I don't want to have to walk too far to get in one of those things. So, yeah. I mean, 15, 20 to scan and then pull up. So it's like step out and into the other. It's hot out there.
Yeah.
As all of a sudden you get beings off 2 different pods.
Pating, pating. Hey, I got 2 things. I got 2 things.
2 life things?
I assume that's what I programmed it for.
Great. That's comforting. It doesn't differentiate the life forms.
I mean, it definitely says that there's 2 of them.
Like humanoid, giant beetle.
Life is life.
Yeah. Well, some
and if
life
you look
wants to eat
over to
us, some doesn't.
the far right, you'll see the 9 pods.
Life finds a way.
Oh, way over there.
Is it like a strong sensor, or is it very like weak?
So which
Can we
ones
tell
do
that?
we? Oh, we're getting new stuff. Okay.
Ah!
So the
Ah!
the magenta, red, pink, whatever you want to call that.
Ah!
What was
Whoa.
the are you okay?
Just every time magenta pops up.
There's supposed to be 2 of them with life signs, I thought, right? Oh, what?
Yep.
What?
The
Oh no!
magenta ones are the ones that are heavily damaged. You know, just with your basic assessment, you realize that they can't be operational or they can't be working. So, you know, you're pretty sure the magenta ones are out of commission. You know, they're probably good for only scrap.
Okay.
Whereas the life signs are clearly coming from the 2 ones with the blue circle.
So trap. Okay.
And then the other 3 are
The other 3
intact,
look
but
intact,
nothing.
but you're getting nothing on the sensors.
Okay. Okay then.
And in
Shelters.
both locations are picking up many life forms.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's. So let's do this. So where do they have like door and door, or like like entry and entry,
Each
or
pod has basically a door here and a door here.
I didn't see. Oh, okay.
They're all pretty much carbon copies of each other. And each of them, like I said, the sand is like waist high here. So you're not just going to be able to walk in, hit the door, and go inside. You're going to have to dig the door out some. So some poor bastard's going to have to go out there in the storm. And then, get yourself inside.
Even the ones that have life signs.
Especially the ones with life signs.
Okay. But of course.
I mean, with these winds like they are, the sand seems to be getting higher as the winds keep blowing.
All right. Let me check something, but I don't think I can do that.
You guys don't think it's sand spiders, right? Like I don't do spiders.
No.
Spiders?
Ooh,
Probably
Not
sand
at all.
spiders.
No, just a den of sand snakes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Nothing should have more than 4 legs. It's too much.
Bunch of sand beetles. They have 6 legs.
Yeah.
It's more than 4.
So
That's sand
And-
spiders.
yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jim.
So
Thank
are
you.
you guys gonna just say, "Hey, we're gonna stay in the car until the weather gets better," or does somebody want to go out there and crazy sandstorm?
We've fallen victim to the we're going to stay here till the weather gets better. The weather never gets better.
I know.
We'll be here until we're out of food and water.
I will volunteer to go out and try to open the door. No one
Yeah,
else to go.
let's start digging.
Too bad
Yeah.
nobody
No, I mean
bought
I'm a dust
shovel to make life
dweller,
easy,
so I
but
get I get advantages or better. I'm better off than the average being a dust dweller. So
okay. So you all are getting out of the vehicle, and Colton's saying, "Make sure you close the door. Don't get any sand in here."
He's got to take care of his baby.
I leave it cracked.
Doesn't want the upholstery getting scratched up, right?
Yeah, leave it cracked just enough dust starts kicking up in there.
As you hear Colton cuss for the first time, going, "Son of a bitch," leaning over and slamming the door. So the three of you are popping out. Which pod are you guys going to first?
Well, where'd we come up from?
We will say over. You guys are over here. The car's parked right there. The blue circle in the desert.
Of course it is.
You can.
The 2 little
The
ones?
damaged ones thankfully have openings big enough for a human-sized person to just crawl through the opening, though they are semi-exposed. You don't have to worry about the winds because there's shelter for the winds, but it's still not any shelter from the heat.
Right. I was kind of wanting to check one of the non-occupied, but
Okay,
to start.
you totally can. So
Yeah,
which
just
one
so
you guys
further
want to
away.
go to is you hop out of the car and these winds are just slamming into you guys.
All right.
Good time, guys.
Pick
I mean,
one,
we
Dixon.
are talking like hurricane winds here.
Yeah, we hold on to each other. Pick one, Dixon.
Well, I mean, honestly, we
Like
we
that.
may as well just go for one of the functioning ones first.
Okay, with the life forms.
Hey,
All right.
somebody's
take
got a
the one.
gun, right?
Please don't be
Take the one in front here.
Okay,
I mean,
so
worst
if you
case we
guys
cut our
are
way in.
linking arms to make sure you don't get separated in this,
Yes.
it is going to make it easier for you, but I do need an athletics check from all of you.
Ooh. Does anyone have an athletics that isn't 2?
Yeah, well, hold up. Yeah, I have 3, so unless somebody has more, let me go first. That way we can see if we can get some advantage, and then
Go for it.
so we
Okay.
can
Obviously, our
cascade.
Yogi is going first. He's like, hold on to my tail.
Lexa, what do you got for athletics?
I just have 2 greed.
Same as me.
All right.
I
here
grab
we
a hold
go.
of his tail because this is
mean-
I don't have a
I'm
tail.
for scientific
I have
study. Oh
I
god
have a
dog.
horn. I have no tail.
I was gonna say you
Dang.
didn't buy the tail. I couldn't remember.
No. I
And
do
he
not
doesn't
have
like it
tail.
when people grab his horns without consent.
Right?
That's fair.
Alright.
That's by the face. I wouldn't
Someone's
do
gonna
that.
have the Hellboy horn ride.
You got everything set up there?
Yep, I got everything set. Average roll.
Look at
4.
that.
Wow. As immediately Tegan like horns down, gumption up, chin out, says, "Hold my hand," and starts going out.
And I give a blue to the next one to go.
Okay, so it's 2 blue to the next one. As you guys are arm in arm, you're all making sure no one gets lost. Who's
I'll
going
make an
next?
attempt.
Got this.
So immediately we see Tegan holding on and Dixon coming out holding his arm. Dramatic
my
wind
blue.
blowing.
Oh,
As immediately Dixon, the wind just like slices through an exposed part of his wrist, and his hand lets go of Tegan, and he like trips and falls and rolls in the wind a little. And he's literally every weatherman in every hurricane, as he hits the ground and suffers 2 wounds as the
ow.
sands are slicing through that exposed skin on his wrist.
This is
My
awful.
turn?
Yep, and it is now your turn.
No sleeping on the job, dude. Get
As
up.
immediately, because Dixon went flying and you were holding on to
God.
his wrist, you apparently went flying in 2, taking 2 wounds and 2 strain. As Tegan
Oh.
looks and you're just like, seriously, guys, where'd you go? Where'd you go? As both of them are like in the dirt, spitting out, sand out of weird places.
Mhm.
Patooey.
Now, I know it's Lexa's first time in this setting. Do you have any garb on your equipment list that can help with desert conditions? I probably should ask that before you rolled.
I have an arc knife. Oh wait, hold on. I might have stuff. I don't know.
That
Some
would be your
goggles.
weapons tab. Check your equipment tab.
A
Oh.
respirator.
So it's
Equipment
the
tab.
item inventory.
Oh. Reclaim it suit?
What?
Is that what you're... Yeah, I have a reclaim it suit.
Aren't you special?
I am, guys. Thanks.
It's like,
I'm glad you noticed.
that's big money. That's the only reason we
So
kept her long,
you-
because she
you
dies.
definitely want to look at your
Oh, I have desk gear. I also have a cloak.
Yeah, definitely look at your dust gear, because that will make you suffer 1 less wound from a sandstorm.
Fantastic.
Or do you have
Thanks.
any other skills or talents that help?
And the Reclaim It suit is basically a still suit from Dune. It recycles
Okay.
your fluids back at you.
Yep.
But
Yesterday's
the
sweat
dust
is
gear-
today's sweat.
Fresh sweat water. The best thing is you've had new water, so you know it's going to taste even better next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All looking up for me, guys.
Recycled
so the
sweat
question
water.
is
Comes
Tegan
pre-season.
going to help them get there, or do you want to just get to that portal and try to open it up without their help?
No, I'm gonna gather them all up.
Okay, and after suffering that ignominious setback, I will say that you drag them, the three of you huddled together back to the little portal over here. So you guys see it's about waist high sand. You guys gonna start shoveling?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need 3 successes total, and you can always cash in 2 advantages for a faux success on an athletics check. And you each can roll as you're doing your thing.
Hergadurga.
As Dixon starts shoveling the sand and it just keeps collapsing right back. The wind just like little bit falls off the roof just as he shoveled a handful out and fills it back up. Go ahead and
Lovely.
take
Hold up,
1
Alexa.
strain.
Yeah, hold up. Let me do my roll first.
Okay.
Since he had nothing that could help us. Wow.
And then Dixon starts shoveling like crazy, but the sand is moving like water. And wow.
I'm throwing it back where he's pulling it from.
I'm gonna use 3 of those threats to give an upgrade on difficulty.
I'm
And
sure
take
you
1
are.
strain, Keegan, as you're throwing sand right in her face.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. I can help.
Holy shit, you actually did.
As
Yep.
the new guy on the team is like doing this with her brain, she's smartly using her intelligence to pull the sand away and makes a little divot where you guys can start working together against the door to take the pressure off the door so it'll open. And Stitch totally points out that the door won't open if the sand is pushing on this part of the door, because it'll just pull in the sand and bends the door out of shape.
Does she have a
And
desk walker link?
as she's just working smarter. She's heard some shit. She knows some shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, do you have a desk walker link?
If not, he would like to nominate you to be a honorary dust walker.
Well, I'm not gonna go that far.
Oh. No, I mean, I told you guys I'm super useful.
Okay. Just curious if you were a dust dweller.
I'm from here and there, a little bit everywhere.
Okay, but you don't have a dust dweller link showing.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Just curious. All right, so I guess we got to do it again, huh? Keep working.
If somebody wants to try to go next without exhausting themselves.
I'll go next since theoretically again higher dice pool and see what happens. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
As Keegan looks at you and nods and keeps shoveling the sand, and thankfully it's not getting any worse or any better, but he's working his ass off. So Stitch or Dixon, are you gonna try to be the one who does it last? Oh my god, Dixon.
Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
No, I already went.
Take 3 strain for your failed attempt.
Ouch.
As Dixon is totally trying to outdo the new person and putting in extra effort and just exhausting himself, and he's going to add a black dice to your attempt.
Oh, no.
You see, as a doctor, as a medical professional, Dixon is going to blow a blood vessel in this heat working this hard.
Oh, I'm very concerned. I'm like, oh no, like it's okay, it's fine. Here, let me help. I can't fix you if you break right now, so don't do that. Just stand over here and look pretty. I got this.
Yeah, you only got 5 black to work against. No problem.
Yeah. And I'm doing athletics, Jim?
Athletics, yeah. You got this. You got this.
Okay.
As you look at them and they look at you and all of you guys are working, it's like, why did no one bring a shovel for a blue dice? As you guys are going at it as best you can, you're looking around wishing maybe somebody could like rig up a shovel to make life easier for you guys. As you take 2 strain, And since you guys have been out here working and working hard and working really hard,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in the heat, go ahead and each of you guys don't roll yet, but give me your resilience check.
Oh, we're just really hitting on all the things I'm great at.
Yeah, we're just going
Now,
heavy into brawn stuff today.
check on your gear, see if you have any gear that will help you against this resilience check, as you guys are working your asses off in this sandstorm.
I can't do shit about the heat.
Yeah, no. She might, but not me.
The clothing suffers.
I have 3
Strain from
green, so
heat.
whatever anybody else might have.
I got 2 green.
I just have 2 green.
All right, so I guess way it should work. Well, I'll go first for the chance for more advantage.
Stop saying that. You keep jinxing yourself.
I know. Theoretically, should work. Anyway, you ready?
Yep.
Wow.
Whew.
Okay. The wind, the heat. Someone may have to drag the Nomi back to the van. Again,
Fuck
like I
this
said,
door, guys.
I need to rewrite this setting so it's not as bad.
Okay.
I think this game really overestimates how bad 105 to 115 degrees is.
Yeah. Big time. They're
This
from
is
like
true.
whoever wrote it's like from Alaska or something, or Greenland or something. So am I taking damage or something? Because I
I was
reduced
gonna wait
that.
till everyone rolls so that way it's easier for everyone to calculate their damage.
Okay.
Okay, Dixon
I
doesn't
forgot what I
fail
was
to
rolling again. I'm
impress.
sorry, guys.
Resilience.
Oh. Okay. Mm. Mm.
Once again, the only one to succeed.
Yeah, but holy cow.
But at a cost. But at a cost.
Did I?
Do what?
Oh, I'm just looking back. Okay.
As I scroll back up. So it is currently 3 to 5. Let's roll the dice here and see if it's 3 strain, 4 strain, or 5 strain. That's gonna be suffered.
Actually, I should have. So this would be considered dehydration, right?
Well, no, this is just exposure. So anyone
Right,
who
causing dehydration.
failed
But okay.
is going to be taking 5 strain plus how much threat you rolled.
Okay. I get to reduce that by 1.
Thank God. So we got 7 for Tegan, and then 8 for Dixon.
Sorry, I was getting yelled at about veggie Crunchwrap Supremes. I missed the past 30 seconds.
It's okay that you're suffering 5 strain if you didn't succeed, as well as an extra strain for every threat.
Oh, lovely. I'm unconscious.
It's always doors, guys.
Did we start with fresh strain or
You
no?
started with fresh, yeah. You had a nice drive in
Okay.
the car, so everybody is fresh.
Okay. You only have 8 strain?
No, I have 11 strain, but I took some earlier.
Oh,
The exhaustive shoveling sand was wearing him down.
all right. I drag their asses back to the vehicle.
What? We're giving up?
I mean, Stitch is
For
Okay.
now.
still confident. We only need one more success, and then somebody has to get the door to open.
Yeah, and then we're fighting a bunch of frickin' whatevers. So not
I
not
mean,
in good form.
so you're gonna drag Dixon back to the vehicle to splash some water in his face and give him some first aid.
I'm gonna drag both of them back. We'll come back and try once the weather changes. Unfortunately.
Okay. So we head back to the vehicle. You guys get in there. Colton's complaining that you have to sit in the seat that has sand in it now. As you know,
Let
two
all the
of
cold
the
air out.
two of the three of you are bringing sand back with you anyway. As
Yep.
you guys can each, as you guys, are you gonna, by the way, Stitch, give Dixon medical attention since he passed out from the elements?
Yes, 100%. I'm definitely trying to prove my worthiness here since I couldn't get the door open.
Okay, go ahead and roll your medicine to wake him up.
Okay.
Well, technically, we couldn't get the door open, but wow. Or apparently
So
medicine
you
anybody.
totally slap him around, and he doesn't seem too responsive, but you have 3 advantages. What would you like to do that? I would totally let you give him back the strain, by the way. It's just that your medicinal check doesn't wake him up. He just wakes up a few minutes after you slap him on the cheeks. So you have
So
3
I have an advantage
advantages,
on
but
something?
no
Where am I?
success.
What's going on?
Well, he would get strain back per advantage you have there.
Oh, so I can give him back 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That'll wake
yes,
me
I
up.
would like to give him all 3.
Okay, so
I'm
a few
awake.
moments after you give him water on the face and force him to drink some and rub his throat, he then like wakes up groggily. And if each of you would like to give me a cool or discipline check to get some strain back, you know you want to.
Yes, I
Mm.
So
do.
this is basically
Mm.
after an encounter. Normally in Genesis, you would roll cool or discipline to get some strain back as your regular mechanic. But you guys are basically taking a short rest, which totally will let you roll a non-difficulty dice cooler discipline, which is, by the way, all ready for you to roll.
Okay.
So Stitch, you get back 2 strain.
Yay.
Keegan's like, how did I lose so much stamina out there? It's fine. And you get back 4 strain.
I
And
got back
Dixon,
1.
who's awake finally, got just back 1. So you guys, you're waiting for the weather to change, or are you willing to
Yeah.
commit to that again? As
No, we're
you
gonna wait
guys
for better weather.
get in the car,
And
you
maybe
both
try
go.
to make a tool like a shovel.
I mean, does somebody want to rig something up?
From what?
You have scrap.
Yeah. I
As
would like to try.
the heat rating gets a little hotter out there, and apparently the sandstorm is not changing after a couple hours. You guys totally are shooting the shit. You're becoming closer as friends or enemies, being trapped in a very small place.
Got the
And
music
if you would
going,
like to
so
rig up a shovel in these confined quarters, give me a mechanics check.
I was gonna say, do you
Yeah.
have scrap you're spending?
I have some scrap.
Well, I know we have 36 superior scrap, but we ain't
I
using
sure
that
do.
shit.
Okay, so are you ready for me to
Actually,
roll?
I mean, if
Yep.
there's mechanics to be done, I should probably be doing the mechanics.
yeah,
Okay.
I do have 5, I guess, scrap personally, just regular scrap.
As
If
you
that's
guys
enough.
notice, Stitch totally points out we need to rig a shovel here, guys. As the mechanic guy sees, Stitch duct taping with medical tape together a shovel, saying, "I can do this."
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
And as you're working, the sun fades and this purple lightning storm comes in and acid rain starts, which you guys know is not good for the paint job, but hey, it's better than being outside as the strong gale blasts through, which is less than a sandstorm, and we're just pushing this acid rain on the ground. This planet sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make your mechanics check for your makeshift snow shovel.
Hey.
I mean, does anyone know what snow is on this planet? It's been 100 years since you crash landed.
I
Snow, mythical
mean,
falling water.
it's a similar concept to a dust storm, right?
So, Dixon, you've totally rigged together a pretty functional shovel to give you somebody a blue dice for shoveling. And take a point of strain.
Yep.
As it's been a few hours. As the weather may change again, as it went from sunny heat and sandstorm to acid rain and gale force weather to all of a sudden the weather changes again to more
Oh,
acid rain and even stronger winds as the sun sets and you guys are basically out there at night. You feel the pitter patter. The wheels kind of do this little shifty thing as the rain is moving the sand out from under your tires, but it shouldn't be too bad. Come dawn, this beautiful sunny day starts. And then the
Beautiful
wind starts
130.
really
Yeah.
quick. Is somebody going to go out? I mean, at least the acid rain is gone. Thank God for the sand. It sucks up that acid rain quick.
It's 115 to 130. Now we're talking it's a little bit warm. And plus 3 black. So,
Well, get out there, dig a little, get back in and rest. Get out there, dig a little, get back in here, rest.
okay. Have fun.
We'll work in shifts.
can we
What
see?
did you
Has the
mean?
sand blown back? Has everything that we did basically been undone?
Of course.
Since you were there that many hours, yes, you lost one of your successes. The acid rain obviously caused it to smooth out a bit, but there's still that indent that Stitch made. So I only need 2 successes. That's all I need is 2 successes. Is somebody going to go out there, and try it themselves? Or is it safety in
Yep,
numbers?
I'm gonna go out. I don't know if the guys are gonna go out, but I am reckless by nature, so
I don't
I
have the
am going to go
strain
out.
budget to go out.
Right?
So, Tegan, you going to let Stitch go out there alone with the shovel?
Hey, she's seems to know the shit. So, hey,
Okay, so give me
it's
your
still too
athletics
windy for
roll
me.
to slog from the car to the building. Or does someone want to suggest to Colton to put the car right up against the building?
I
That's what
like
I
that
wanted
plan.
in the first place. But yeah,
Let's scoot up.
Well, he put it a
just
safe distance from the building.
just don't run the building over, please.
We didn't tell him to get a safe distance from the building. We told him to get as close as possible to the building.
Yeah.
He was protecting the vehicle. It
Okay,
makes
with those
sense.
3 black dice, he is more than willing to get danger close to the vehicle. What's the worst that happens? I mean, if he fails the roll, the vehicle gets a crit minus 30. That's the worst.
Well, and we
Is
crush all the people inside because that'll be the one that actually has people in it.
is anyone gonna do anything before Colton rolls his dice?
Yes, I just did.
Ah, you flipped the story point. I like it. As Colton's very confident that he can get danger close to this building without any problems.
I believe in Colton. He's got this.
And it's good that you're moving the vehicle so it's not sitting in that same spot for so long. as he
Yay.
totally is willing to take the 2 strain, and he gets the vehicle up there so you don't have to do the athletics check to get to the door. You can just open the door and flop out.
Fantastic. I tell him thank you. Thank you, thank you. Great job.
Okay, now as you flop out with your shovel, I'm going to give you a blue dice for the shovel. Is there any other bonuses you can get out of anything related to that?
I don't know.
I mean, I probably doubt it, but I figured I'd just ask anyway.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Unless
Okay.
my sheer gumption and curious nature gives me anything extra.
I mean, you can always say I'm going to aim with the shovel.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way.
Yes, of course I'm going to be precise. You know.
So we just need 2 successes. Just as easily as
Okay.
Colton rolled 2 successes. You got this.
Athletics. Did I lose?
Sorry, you kind of broke up there.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing athletics.
Is it just me, or is she still breaking up?
No, she's breaking up.
Hear me?
We can hear you, but you're kind of choppy. And since you've got
I
the vehicle
can't.
parked there as cover, I'm going to take away 1 black dice.
I can't hear you through the sand.
Or the
Yeah.
internet.
Obviously, the sandstorm is affecting the internet on the planet Omega. Alexa, did we lose you?
Do do do
Right.
do 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 do.
As I'm checking the Book of Faces to see if there's a message. This break brought to you by drink your electrolyte drinks because the desert is going to kill you. You know, that's what we totally need is an electrolyte potion to help bring back stamina.
Right?
And not a potion per se, but a restorative chemical beverage.
Gator or Mountain Dew. That fixes everything. That's the safe stuff to drink, right?
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
Hey, it's got electrolytes. It's what plants want.
What are electrolytes?
Those are those lights that keep the dark away, right?
I thought it was what's that stuff that Brondo's made out of.
So I'm thinking we may have to take a short break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay. Are you enjoying the cold out there, Joseph?
It hasn't been too bad the past 2 days. It was up in the 40s. Nice melting of the snow. Hey, Lexa's back.
That guys, the other person must have got offline. They realized TikTok didn't work. So now
Yep.
That or TikTok hacked you.
Okay, unfortunately, I have to refresh and get back into everything. But yes, yay! Okay, so I was rolling athletics.
You
We're
were.
waiting for
I
Jim
don't know
to
if
come
Jim's
back,
back.
but I don't know
Oh,
if he's got the thing set up or not.
I just didn't want to be like.
Sorry about that. I had to put down a cat uprising. Is everybody back?
We
Yes, I think so.
She got her gerbils kicked back into shape, getting that power wheel going.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Kick the router a couple times and make it happen. So as
Yeah.
and everybody's back.
Mm-hmm.
As Fitz totally dies out, coughing away the dust in her suits. I'm gonna reduce one black dice because the vehicle's making a nice little windbreak for you to save you one black dice. And you've got a blue dice with your fancy shovel made by your new friend. And you have the gumption of anyone who lives on the planet Omega. Go ahead and give me your athletics check. We just need 2 smooth successes as you're shoveling, but you have an advantage, so that's a good thing. Are you going to give yourself a blue with that, or is there some other
Yes.
advantage you'd like to use that for?
Nope. I am on the sole purpose of getting this door open.
Okay, so you now have 2 blue dice. You could totally spend a story point if you wanted to.
I would love to spend a story point. Oh, it says I don't have any.
You should have one.
Refresh.
Update, or here I'll force update you because you totally should have one left.
Okay.
There you go. Now you have none.
Okay.
I've got your upgrade in there for you. As you're
All right, here we
doubling
go.
down, shoveling like nobody's watching. Now you have 2 failures, but on the plus side you have a advantage and a triumph. I mean, I've got a suggestion I'll throw out there if you don't have something better. I mean, you could, what would you like to use that advantage and that triumph for?
Jeez.
Could I see that there's a window to get in?
Yes. I will also give you a suggestion that
Okay.
somehow for that triumph while shoveling, you were able to open the door. But since you didn't succeed, you and a lot of sand is going to fall inside. Almost 2 successes worth of sand. So someone would have to shovel that sand to get the door to close.
Okay. Okay. But I'm in. I did what I said I was going to do, which was get the door open, and I'm inside.
They're going to be so happy about that.
There's going to be spiders. I just know it.
But she did it looking really good.
It was so impressive. It was
According
something
to the
only you guys
suggestion.
could really see. So you're shoveling. All of a sudden, you get the door clear for just like a hint of a second, and you hit the emergency button that's on the door. Clearly says emergency pull in case of emergency, and the door goes shook, and you get this blast of almost steamy air as you and about 50 gallons of sand go sliding into the enclosure.
Oops.
And you realize
that's
in
not
order
good.
to close the door, you will have to shovel the sand either to the side inside here or back outside to the door to close. But the beauty is you're inside the shelter, so you don't have to worry about all those negative black dice making your life difficult.
So you can shovel all you want now. Yay!
Yeah, and I can leave it open for you guys to follow.
And since you made it inside before 3 actions, you don't have to worry about your resilience check yet.
Hey, hey.
As we watch the xenomorph eat your face.
I don't guess we have any kind of communication system. We bothered like walkie-talkies to talk to each other, huh?
Nobody
Nope,
has
those cost
bothered to
money.
buy those, I think.
Yeah, they're
It's not that
expensive.
we didn't bother to buy it; it's that they cost money. Something we don't have.
The
Right.
group is rather poor. I mean, they don't even own the vehicle that they're driving in right now. It's a loaner.
I don't know that. I just assume they got their lives together.
But we're right there. I mean, the door is open, our door is open, and we're watching you and going, oh, hey, look at that. She fell
I
in.
mean,
I did it, guys.
you guys see her and the door pop open and she disappears into the dark. Do you guys want to open the car door and fly out and join her?
I don't know about fly out. I don't have that ability, but I'll
I will gingerly
join
step
her.
out.
Yes. I mean, I would love to fly, but yeah, don't have that ability.
Okay, so you go sliding in with the dirt, and then your new
Yep.
friends are joining you after you put the effort into it.
Mhm.
You guys both step in, and through the little windows that they've got that have some light shooting in, you see a ton in this main room of the color green. It's it's so verdant, the color assaults your eyes because you're not used to seeing this much green color. And you feel moisture in here like stepping into a greenhouse. You know,
Feel
when you get that
moist.
uncomfortable hot moistness hits you.
Oh, I'm clocking for any medicinal plants or anything like that I would know, and just like spouting off whatever information I know about any plants.
So first and foremost, as you guys go sliding in and some dirt comes in with you, is somebody gonna do something about closing the door?
I would not. I am too fascinated by the plants.
I look at the shovel, look at her.
You're gonna swipe the shovel from her?
No, I'm like looking at the shovel in her hand and looking at her and then like down at the shovel, like,
I just kind of pass him. I just stick the shovel out like one-handed, and I'm just like sitting there looking at all the plants, thinking about all the things I could combine this with that. And did you know that this is like really great if you wanted to combine it with food? And I just have the shovel out for whoever wants to take it because
or they're
I'm too lost in
carnivorous,
thought.
or they're poisonous, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
Yep.
so go ahead and give me because it's crappy lighting right now, so it's not the best. It's going to be hard to identify anything out of the sickly bits of light that you're getting. So feel free to give me a knowledge botany roll, which I don't think you have, or a survival. I'll take either or.
Okay. Are you ready for me?
I am totally ready for you. Ah, shit. You got 3 successes, and you take one strain adjusting your eyes to the darkness, and immediately you go running over to the stinging nettle plant and say that this is medicinal plant all the way from Earth that survived. We could totally use this to make a poultice that would help with sun exposure and take the burns out of sun. And look, here is an aloe plant, and she's totally going off nerdgasm with botany.
Mhm. Yep. So excited.
I turn on my torch and shine it around.
And as you shine it around, look, you see that there's a very weak aquaponics system going. And you can tell from the slight dim red LEDs in the ceiling that whenever the solar panel is uncovered, the LEDs still work. But right now it seems to be barely operating. Obviously, you guys know from standard, survival on this planet, somebody has to go up there and clean those panels off almost daily. And there doesn't seem to have been anyone here in a long, long time. As you wave your flashlight around, somebody give me a vigilance check.
A vigilance, huh?
A vigilance.
Oops, too far.
Or not
Ready?
far enough.
Or
The
just
dice
the
ready?
right amount for vigilance. Yep. As you look around, and all of a sudden you notice that there's dirt in this place. I mean, the floors should be hard metal like you've seen them back in Petra, but there seems to be like a few inches, like 3 or 4 inches of soil. It's not sand, it's actual soil. And as you look around, you totally see that there's some kind of, definitely not human, but animal prints.
I'd be careful over there. There looks to be critters.
Let me guess.
Could it be puppies?
30 to 50 feral hogs.
I don't think those would fit in this size of a building, and all those plants would be eaten already.
Never underestimate how quickly they can show up in your backyard.
Yes, but yeah, they would have trampled and eaten all this stuff and would not fit in this tent. By
Our
themselves.
ancestors needed automatic weapons to fight them off.
And are you
So.
sharing with the group this?
Yeah, no, I like, hey, I would be careful over there. There appears to be critters in here. There's footprints.
Anyone besides him want to do a survival to identify the tracks?
Sure. Let me look. I might know what this is.
Jumps out, bites her in the
Nope.
nose.
Okay, so don't roll yet.
Oh.
That was the someone's stealthy skill. You are just going to be rolling a average with a blue for the tracks. And there's no negatives because your buddy's hooking you up with flashlight. Totally pinging the flashlight there if there's something here. So go ahead and make your survival check.
Oh. Just kidding.
For reals. Not for fakesies there. As what just happened? You have 7 advantages, but you can't quite identify the tracks because apparently the tracks seem kind of confusing. Like they walk on
Good
each
Lord.
other multiple times, and there's
Mhm.
like bigger tracks and tinier tracks that are like half the size. Some are old, some are new. You poke the dirt and pull out this piece of animal scat, which is rare. But you can't quite make out what the tracks are. As all of a sudden, off in the darkness, you totally hear this. And it kills me. All of a sudden, you hear 3 or 4 echoes of the growl. As I had to mute myself and get a drink.
I stabbed the darkness.
Too much cutting down trees today and sucking down sawdust. So everybody, go ahead, and the flashlight you wave all of a sudden shows like 8 pairs of glowing eyes. And by eyes, I mean like actual eyeball eyes, not like some creepy insect eyes or xenomorph shiny
Right.
skulls. So on your character sheet, you want to go to the combat tab and click vigilance for initiative.
Not 8 eyes, 8 pairs.
8 pairs of eyes. Looks like 2 are taller than the rest, and the others are about half the height off the ground. We're only talking like 2 feet off the ground for the tall ones.
You got dice in there.
If you roll
Or
initiative,
I didn't. Sorry.
I
I didn't scroll down. Sorry.
was
I
gonna say,
was
if you
up
roll
higher going.
initiative, it won't be a problem.
Well, no, I
I'm
was
sorry,
just
guys. I
higher
don't
up.
know where to
I was
go.
higher up. Under combat, under weapons, talents, and powers, at the very right underneath the tab is initiative. And then there's vigilance and cool initiative. You want the vigilance initiative.
Okay. And I can go ahead and roll?
Yep. Yeah, there's no counter dice to this.
Okay.
And unfortunately, triumphs do squat here, other than it gives you an extra.
They
It
make for
didn't
great
even give an extra
tiebreakers.
success. Oh, no, it does give you an extra success, is all. But it looks
And it
cool.
looks like we're waiting on Dixon. As you guys totally hear the desert outside. So the order's going to be player character, NPC, then player character. Just to make things interesting.
I don't
So
see an
who's going to
NPC
go
roll.
first? That was the success and 2 advantages I rolled. Who's going
Well,
first?
I was
Do you
apparently
see
prepared.
eyeballs in the darkness?
I will go first. Why not?
So what is Stitch going to do? Remember to maneuver to whip out your little knife. Shank, shank, shank.
Who has do I have the flashlight?
No, I have.
Nope.
Well, you might have one, but I have the torch. Thank you very much. And no, you cannot have it.
Okay. Hit a soft spot there. Okay. Won't touch your torch. Got it. I am going to kind of I want to step towards it, but maybe more towards the plants, like away from the group, and try to be like, nice creature, come here, and kind of like try to distract it so it'll look at me. So hopefully they have a plan on what to do.
Okay, so like a coercion kind of thing to convince it
Yes.
to look at you?
Look at me, don't look at them. Look at me.
Okay, go ahead, and there is a 2 black because of the darkness. Unless you have a good way of saying how you can mitigate that. Especially since someone's saying no to giving you the torch. You totally
I
see this
know, so
moment where you're
rude.
like blindly reaching back for the torch and he's smacking your hand away and pulling it away from
Well,
you.
she's across the shelter anyway, so she went all charging in, looking at stuff.
Crouching around the plant, saying, "Here, puss, 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 puss."
I'm acting like I will pull a little bit of food that I have saved out of my pocket, and can I use that to help?
I will accept a charm or coercion for that.
Okay.
Obviously, you guys noticed she's stolen some of your food.
I
How the
mean,
fuck did she even get that? I don't even recognize that wrapper.
If my modification is a 1B, what does that mean?
That means 1 blue dice will automatically be added to your roll. You're
Okay,
naturally
then we'll do
charming.
that one. Okay, I'm ready. Are we ready for me?
Yep. As there's this chorus of hisses from 8 little mouths, and you give out the little ear, puss, 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 and you hold the food out. And there's this
Mhm.
moment where you just see in the flashlight glaring of eyes and small needly teeth, and you think just for a second you're about to be pounced and devoured, when all of a sudden 6 little pairs of quadruped feet come pouncing out, and all of a sudden you get pounced by a group of kits, as I put the very cute picture on the desert sand dunes there.
Oh, I love them.
As 6 little Scorch Fox's kits come running out, slowly followed by their 2 parents, as they come flopping out and they like start fighting over the little scrap of food that you have.
Oh, I give them all of it. I'm like, oh, they're so cute, guys. Do I know anything about these guys? Like, are they like gonna eat my face off? Do I know this?
I mean, they might
Probably
eat your
not.
face off, but go
But
ahead
you've already had your
and
actions.
Oh,
if someone else would like to identify these cute little things,
What
I
would
will
we
take
need?
a hard survival or an average knowledge or lore of the planet. Let me know which one you're using.
Wrong tab.
Anyone?
why
Anyone?
not friend? It's friendship.
Probably survival, because yeah, I don't
Okay.
have.
So it's a hard survival check.
Because it's. Yeah, because. Or Oni lore. No, survival's going to be better, anyways.
Okay.
I mean, I can
Alright.
give it a try with Oni lore.
What's your. Because that's planet lore, right? The Oni lore?
No, Oni lore is about the aliens and the rusters,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
the
Alright.
indigenous species that died long ago on the planet.
Yep. Alright. I'll do this.
So immediately you recognize them as Scorch Foxes. Cute little furry creatures. They remind humans of foxes. They've got perky long ears that stick up and big black eyes and bushy tails. They have a large weird disc on their forehead, and you know for a fact that they have psychic abilities. Usually it's pretty much limited to like astral projection and healing. You
So
know,
cute, though.
many folks that have like a domesticated one, they actually give, healing noises. Their coos actually help aid in healing and reduce stress.
Oh, I want one so bad. Oh,
I mean, I will totally share with you 2 of its abilities because you probably would know these abilities because, you succeeded at least.
Well, yeah. And I
you had me
actually.
at big ears. That's all I once I saw the ears, I was like,
And I actually have psychic abilities, so.
And for your 4th threat, I will say you immediately, had this reaction that you thought there was something more dangerous. And whatever you did startled this happy clutch of kits that she was playing with and caused the 2 adults to like freak out, get between her and the kits, and and destroy this beautiful moment Stitch was having with the cute kits, and they go darting off into the darkness.
Oh no! Come back!
Fun.
Obviously, your horns must have terrified them. They thought you were an alpha predator. They may have seen humans before, but never a Nomi.
All right.
And what's Dixon doing during this beautiful, weird, awkward moment? As the sand is coming inside the enclosure. I hope back on the East Coast, Dixon hasn't fallen asleep at his keyboard.
I was gonna say probably.
Sorry, what?
So she
You're
Stitch
trying to
was
help me
playing
get this fox as a pet.
with the kids,
Okay.
and then your buddy scared the crap out of them by observing them too hard or thinking too hard about them. And now it's your turn. What are you doing as the desert winds are starting to blow more sand inside?
I'm gonna go ahead and not think about them.
Nice.
What skill is it to not think about the giant pink elephant in the room?
It is not a skill. It is just don't not think about it.
Well, I'll do that then.
As a drip of condensation on the ceiling drips down and lands right between your eyes, making you think about it. I mean, you guys did just break this ecosystem, and now the moisture's being sucked out of the room.
Yep.
Yep, that happens.
You're all from Arizona. We know what the AC in the house feels like when you open that front door. How did it just drop 10 degrees, motherfucker?
Hey, Tegan, do you know, they're carnivorous, right? Like, what have they been eating?
We're not the first ones to break in.
Right.
And you do know from experience, because some of these have been domesticated. I mean, your people have been on the planet 100 years. They are omnivores.
Yeah, but
That
I
is
mean, they're
one way
probably
to
feeding
show.
off. They're obviously got a way in and out, and they're feeding off of something. So
Okay.
probably bugs or something around here.
Or just the plants.
So next round, is anyone doing anything about that door? Or is it going to just bring more sand in and require 3 athletic checks to get rid of?
I'm going to the door because I got to keep the foxes safe.
So for the foxes, you'll be motivated.
100%.
Okay.
And,
So
for the group too. I don't want them to
I've got
die.
your blue dice for the shovel and the righteousness to save the foxes. Go ahead and see if you can give me 2 successes. If you don't, you'll know that you'll have to be giving me 3 to fix it.
If we had more strength-based people, I'd say that we should take all this soil back with us.
It would be nice.
Hey,
Nice,
I
moist,
mean,
loamy soil that you can grow crops in, and
everything
fetch a
in
pretty
here
penny.
would probably be more valuable than the freaking pods that she sent you for. As you
Yep.
start shoveling and the sand is piling inside, it's completely got the door blocked as you take 1 strain. But on the plus side, it's not the full heat of outside in the doorway where you're shoveling.
Okay.
You see, much like everything else on this planet, Omega is trying to despoil whatever it can.
Yep. Well, I mean, the nice thing is they're desert creatures, so I mean, the
They'll be fine.
outside's not gonna bother them.
That's your saving grace. The foxes will be okay.
They're from
The
here, so they will be
treasure
fine.
trove of living plant life. You're like, eh. Of course,
Well,
then
yeah,
again,
I
from
mean,
Valkyrie Rock, they grow enough algae tanks to feed everybody, so they have genetically engineered algae that they feed everyone. Who doesn't like green slime?
It's
right.
fine. It's like Jello.
But yeah, we don't have any containers or bags or anything to really obtain the soil. We could attempt to quickly harvest
Yep,
the
that's what I'm gonna do
plants.
since there's no foxes. I'm gonna start taking the goods.
Okay, I was just meaning close the damn door, but that's just me.
I can't get the door closed. I tried.
Somebody gonna take the
I'm like,
shovel for, or are you guys just gonna walk away?
I'll snatch the shovel and I'll give it a shot.
Okay, your dice pool
Are you
hasn't
ready?
changed. Yep.
Of course not.
As you are shoveling, and the sand, every shovelful just blows right back in. It's like you're literally throwing the shovel into the wind, and it's just being sprayed right back in your face. But you have 3
I will
advantages.
take 2 strain back and give myself a blue.
Give yourself a blue, okay?
Or
So
next person to go, which will be me shoveling again.
unless Dixon takes the shovel from you,
I know better than that.
okay? Is there
I
Hey,
am the
somebody
Callie, we already
stronger
that
went
of
about
the
the
group.
planet.
assists? You can always drop to the ground and aid him by throwing the sand outside. I mean,
Sure.
seriously, before
I'll
you have to start
I'll,
taking
I'll
resilience
help him.
checks. You'll help him? Okay. I'll give you a blue for the help, and apparently you're spending that last story point.
Sure.
I've got all of those upgrades. We now need 3 successes.
3. Good
Yes,
lord.
because you guys failed with the door open and more sand poured in.
Alright. So we're ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
You
there's 2.
you are what? Actually, go ahead and roll a blue dice because I forgot to give you your extra blue dice. This is your chance. Roll a single successful blue die.
Alright. Negative.
Lame. Okay, so on the plus side, you're getting headway. What would you like for that advantage? I need just 1 success.
Yeah, a blue. As I continue.
Okay, Dixon, are you continuing to assist?
Of course I am.
You have 3 blue. Don't fuck it up. I feel just horrible using an upgrade on you. I just can't. So
Wow.
you
Oh,
throw the
I still
last
had mine.
shovelful up. You have 2 advantages. What would you like to use them for?
Uh,
The baby fox jumps in my arms and comes home with me.
no, because they're going to come
Would
home with the other psychic,
would you
which
like
is me.
to give someone a blue dice to close said door?
Sure, I will do that.
Okay, so you use your 2 advantages to look at Dixon and say, close the door as you shovel that last bit across the threshold. Because those of us with sliding glass doors in Arizona know a little bit of dirt can fucking stop that track every time. As the
Mhm.
door goes shut, you guys totally see in the little control panel there's a flickering bit of power, but not a lot. If somebody wanted to computers or mechanics, you might be able to get things up to power for a little bit. I mean, you could always roll a triumph and find an emergency backup battery, bypass it, and use that. Does
Or
anyone want
somebody,
to try mechanics or
or somebody
computers?
can go outside and clear the
I feel like that
solar
would be
panel.
Dixon, right?
Yeah.
All the computer gadgetry stuff. I'm still trying to get all the little plants and thinking really hard, hoping that these little foxes can read my mind and want to come home with me.
And are you going to help Dixon out with your flashlight, or is he going to work in the dark?
I don't know. We'll light up his stuff.
Okay, so you
I don't
turn the
know. He's
torch.
pretty worried about his torch.
It's because some came prepared with a torch.
So go ahead and give me a
Dixon.
mechanics or a slicing to give us power. And unfortunately, since he's not answering, I got to do it. The good news,
Wow. Take advantage of.
Dixon.
Sorry, one more time.
If you want to attempt to restore power from the inside with either a mechanics or a computer's roll,
It's gonna fail, but I'll make an attempt with mechanics.
okay, you're totally like, let's find the backup power. There's bound to be backup power in here. Or somebody wants to go do an athletics to climb up there and, clean off the panel.
That'll
I
just
mean,
get one of us killed.
you'd think all
Yep.
that acid rain would have cleaned it off.
Especially climbing part.
But there's a ladder. It's there. It's just a maneuver to climb the ladder. It's got like that
Yeah,
weird
until
style
until
ladder.
the fucking storm gusts and blows you off it, and you fucking fall a short distance off the second rung and die.
Exactly.
All I have to do is get one of
So
the
it's
foxes to
half
like
damage.
us, then it'll heal you. It's fine.
It only heals strain.
That's half the battle
He
when you
said.
fall to your death.
Yes.
They're very comforting. They make great therapy pets.
Yep. All right. So do your worst on your roll there.
Your dice pool is ready. He's lighting it up there for you to make it easier. And with
Yeah.
your 3 successes, there's a pop of electricity. That's that one strain for you. And all of a sudden, the lights start to power up and dimly light this place up with a beautiful combination of blue and red LEDs to simulate normal Earth daylight. If you were Superman, you'd be feeling empowered in here. Oh, who are we kidding? Superman would be too powerful outside if he was here.
Yeah.
And you clearly see this place has an abundant overgrowth of plant life.
Super excited.
And you can see any of the plants that drooped over their hydroponic system and laid on the ground obviously have been chewed on, because nothing is dangling more than like 3 feet off the floor because it's been chewed on. Obviously, these were the foxes who ate the sour grapes because they could not get any higher. As you see this abundance of fruits that have ripened and fallen off and been eaten, and then the cycle of life has been going on here for at least a year or two, at least from what you're saying. There's fox poop mixed in with the fertile ground of the leaves that have fallen and rotted. There's this beautiful ecosystem that has established itself.
Lovely.
Until
And
we came
thankfully,
in.
with the dim lights, there wasn't enough algae that could grow in the water tanks to gum up the plants. So the plants had the freedom to take over. And, the weak LEDs simulated just enough light with the light shooting in through the windows when they were ever uncovered. As you realize, there is a treasure trove of seeds here. Obviously, the foxes have been eating any of the seeds that started growing on the ground. Greedy little bastards.
All right.
And you can clearly see where, these foxes have been here for a while. They've got a little warren dug into a little floor plating area where it's open, and you can see they live underneath the enclosure.
They've gotten spoiled. Living in good climate instead of outside in the desert.
I mean, the mere fact that they've got a whole litter of kits rather than losing 2 or 3 like they normally do in nature.
So I'm assuming there's no bags or bins in here of any kind.
You totally see over in the corner, there's, looks like large, dog food bags, the 40-pound dog food bag size bags that
Okay.
contains, colonial supplies. And the bag, the plastic is deteriorated and the dirt's just falling out of it, and the little stack of like 8 bags that are over in the corner.
All right. Nothing that we can use to gather.
Well, now that you have lights, would you like to give me a perception check?
Sure. Wow.
My money's worth.
You're
Or
so
I'm
quick on
bringing
that.
balance to the force.
Yeah, okay. You ready?
Yep.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
here we go. Shit.
And then you
Of
don't
course
see
not.
the sand spiders hanging to the ceiling. So you look around for like containers to steal some of this black gold on the ground, because that's what a
Nobody's
lot of the
here. It's not
aquaponics
stealing.
guys. You don't see anything that seems to be a like serviceable container.
All right.
I mean, you have a shovel. You could always back the rig up against the door and just start shoveling it in there if you want to make a huge mess, but that totally could be a thing.
And might be something, but not at the moment. All right. So we got plants and stuff that we want and soil. So nothing we can do immediately. I say we go to the other shelter.
Can I
Yeah.
take my cloak off and make it into a knapsack and get some dirt and some of the plants, put it all together to carry?
You can try.
I mean, you're not going to
Okay.
get much.
What kind
No?
of skill do you think you have that would do that? I'll throw it out there to you.
Um,
Skill? I mean, it's a
survival?
cloak.
Well, I mean in harvesting
Like, I
the
feel like,
plant safely. And
oh, oh.
Yeah, she's trying to
you
harvest
I mean, I
the
was,
plant.
you can rip it out of the earth, shove it in your pocket, and walk away. This is a skill to see what you're gonna do and make sure it lives. I mean, anyone can go out and pull a
um,
dandelion out of the ground. It doesn't mean it's gonna live long
All right.
or prosper.
I guess it wouldn't be a medicine check, huh?
Yeah, if you could tell me why, I'll totally take it. This is your chance to
Because
justify
it's,
why the skill would work.
these are herbs, and I'm pretty good with a blade, and I'm probably had to procure stuff before,
Yeah, but
because I wouldn't have
that's
always been able to afford it.
That's harvesting and using it for medicine. Doesn't mean you can grow it.
Yeah. Like, it's not like you have any outdoor
No,
skills with like survival or anything.
I do.
Oh,
I could do.
well, gee.
I think they
You
were
want me to do
subtly
survival
hinting.
then?
Survival would work.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready for me?
I am.
Please be good.
You are 100% certain as you. Wow, what was those? Ignore the. Where is all the extra coming from there?
Oh, well.
By the way, on your character sheet, you apparently added 2 black dice and 2 purple dice, and it wasn't you, it was actually me, by the way.
Yeah.
So you succeed, because we can ignore, it's only supposed to be 2 purple. So yeah, you totally succeed with harvesting. What kind of plant are you wanting to harvest? I mean, fresh tomatoes.
Is there like
aloe
a plant that's like almost like a general, like jack of all trades, not antibiotic, but like antimicrobial kind of plant?
Sure. I will say yes. You find one that's like the holy grail of, survivalist antibacterial plant. and that's the one you whipped out.
Yes.
Put it in your cloak and filled with some of that delicious black gold dirt. It's guaranteed if you stick it in the passenger seat, it will survive.
Okay. I hope so. And I'll drop the last of whatever that little food I had on the ground for the foxes.
As you totally see the like Papa Fox stick its head out and grab the food and go back into its warren.
Be safe, you guys.
There's a momentary pause where it gives the other psychic in the room the dirty look. It's the fox equivalent of poking at his eyes and poking at your eyes. I'm watching you.
He is kind of shifty.
My fox daddy told me never trust something with horns.
We're friendly.
Again, never trust something with horns.
Are we going to... We closed the door. Are we going to stay here for a while?
You could stay here and attempt a cooler discipline check if you take a break.
Yes, please.
I mean, does no one want to like pluck one of these fruits off and eat it right now? I mean, come on, there's grapes hanging off the ceiling. Grapes. You've heard about grapes. Your generation never got to eat a grape because they were too water demanding, so they weren't kept alive.
Yeah, but what modifications have happened to them? What'd they do to them between now and then, or the desert itself?
These are the dehydration preventing laxative grapes.
Can I try to get one and feed it to the foxes to see what happens?
Well, that's just cool if they are laxatives.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just said they could be bad for you, and she's like, "Oh, can I feed one to the foxes? I want keep one, but I'm gonna poison them." Nice.
And you pluck the food off the plant and you throw it near the foxes, and immediately the mama fox pops up and grabs the food and dips her head back down.
I throw another one down.
And
now
then
she's
one
just throwing shit at them.
baby kit pops up, grabs the grape, and zips back down the warren.
Oh no, I didn't want one of the babies to do it. Okay.
As you guys can go ahead and each make a cool or vigilance check to
Got
get
it cleared.
strain back.
All right.
Yep, I got it cleared.
Oh, I don't need it. I'm already got all my strain cleared.
You guys are totally taking a bit of a breather as you're watching Stitch throwing things at these, and you find out what they do and don't like. Obviously, they don't like the tomatoes, but they do like the grapes. You throw an avocado on the ground, and they just look at it.
You didn't
I'm
peel
going to
it,
taste
cut
one of
it
the
for 'em.
grapes.
Through trial and error, you realize what they do and don't eat instinctively until it starts to rot. I mean, obviously, you get the idea they eat everything that falls off the vine eventually once it starts to rot. But many things they're picky at of eating fresh.
Yeah, well, you didn't cut the avocado up for him, so how rude.
And with the power kind of coming up, you get little hollow displays showing the plant's life cycles on each of the plants. And you find out that, in fact, each of these plants are undoctored from their original Earth locations. The only modifications that may have, in fact, been done were done to make the plants more drought tolerant back on Earth due to the global warming pandemic of the 21st century. Or
the global warming pandemic? Is a disease causing the world to heat? That's horrifying.
Algae. Heat generating algae.
I'm just chowing down on grapes now, watching all this like tutorials, trying to learn everything I can.
So it'd been nice to know we might find something like this and could have brought some bins for the soils and plants, but
How dare a lost colony not give you a itinerary and inventory? Bastards.
Well, exactly.
I mean, unless somebody wants to go over to the computer station and see what they can pull up.
I'll go over to the computer station, and while I'm at it, I'll copy over all the data on the plants too.
Aww. So go ahead
And I
and
will,
give me your slicey slice.
and I will gather up the seeds that you said were there.
Okay, so needless to say, Dixon takes like 3 seconds to pop this thing open and starts getting all the information on it. And you know for a fact the last timestamp of someone data entering something in was about 12 years ago.
Wow, that's less long ago than I expected.
And you're
Right?
basically getting the quick generic rundown, and then you can tell me what you want for your advantages. That Saint Bethany's Refuge was basically a group found the crashed medical frigate and proceeded to setting up camp here, and they were attempting to excavate the ship as well as finding, what they could, and they ended up setting up this camp from products they found on the ship. Unfortunately, as you read they reproduce these plants from the seed vault that's on the ship that may or may not be intact. You're not quite sure because they talked about how the ship was compromised. And apparently there's many medicinal plants grown in here because they were using them for the refugee camp here. Because about 18 years ago, they discovered some kind of pathogen on the medical frigate that kind of spread through the colony here. And
Lovely.
Do we
It
know
must be
what
that
pathogen?
global warming disease.
And they attempted to do it with their basic medical knowledge and some tutorials on the plant on the ship that provided them some how-tos of how to, source to find out whether it's a virus or a bacteria or something else. And then they tried to do medicinal herbal science. And then you never get an answer with what you have so far, if it helped or not. How would you like to spend those 5 advantages now?
If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to take back 5 strain. Because I was sitting at 10 out of 11.
As you get this
Nice.
very relaxed, I'm sitting in the chair. This chair is very comfortable. It has some mildew all over it. It's kind of slick. It kind of feels nice.
Tegan, can you talk to the foxes?
Hey,
Yeah,
Fox.
Tegan, tell us, what does the fox say?
No.
Hey, Fox.
Like, can you find out what happened to the people that were here?
Yo, Fox. What happened to the people? Nope. No reply. Sorry.
I meant telepathically, obviously.
As the one fox
I don't
pops
have
up, it
that.
just goes, or whatever that the fox says in that song.
Yeah. Sorry. Then my shit don't work that way. Sorry.
I take out my book and I write down a note.
So I move things. I don't speak to things. Sorry.
Interesting. I write that down too.
All right. Well, like I said, I gather up what seeds there are because you said there was packets of seeds, right?
Well, there's loose seeds that have fallen to the ground.
Oh, okay.
But you
That's
can
kind of
gladly grab up
tedious.
a couple hands of those and pick them up with the dirt. The
Is
moist.
there a
Yeah,
better
that's kind of.
shovel in here than what we have?
Not that you've seen. I mean, are you gonna look around to see if you can find something?
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if there's anything that could be repurposed or upgrade what we've got.
Okay, go for it.
Is that gonna be perception?
It's gonna be perception. Yep.
Okay.
Oh. So yes, you totally see. There's all the horticultural supplies you need. There's shovels, rakes. They're all conveniently in a glass case against the wall. That kind of the glass was covered in dust, so that's kind of why you didn't notice it and condensation. But there's an entire garden kit with all the supplies you need, including it looks like some bottles of aquaponic nutrients that are obviously they've got to be shelf stable because in the future they found to have found some way to do that. And I will throw out to you, what would you like to find for the triumph? See how I give options?
Oh man.
What would be
I would
perception
really
in a
like to find
garden
a baby
oasis?
that I can keep, but that's not going to happen. I
Well,
find
for
a
triumph,
little
if
type of
you want to
plant
make
that.
a friend,
Can I do that? Can I make a friend with one of the foxes?
for the triumph, you totally take, you look around and you pull off what's obviously their favorite plant, which is like lemongrass, and you wave a tuft of lemongrass. And is it one of the adults or one of the kits that responds to that and runs out to you and eats it?
One of the babies.
One of the kits totally runs out and jumps into your arms and just does the. Yes, they turned into tribbles.
I'm so excited. I just give it head scrunchies.
And as you give it head scritchies, all of a sudden it gives you this cooey sound, and it spends its action to cause an engaged target to heal half of its strain that they are currently suffering.
Oh, best little guy ever.
And then take 1 point of strain after that.
Okay.
See how I could have given you the strain first. And this kit is now your little friend. I mean, you can't really like tell it what to do per se, because but it is your little friend. It's just following you around. It does not see you or your big horned friend as a threat. Because triumph.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
More mouth.
Yay.
Another
Worth
mouth
it.
to feed.
Worth it. Worth it.
It gets your share.
Oh,
That's fine.
she gets a share now?
No.
You heard it. You heard it.
It gets
You
her
heard it.
share. It gets to. She can either eat it all or give part of it to the animal. That's her share that it comes out of, not extra.
Oh.
I'm officially a team member. Yay.
That's what I was hearing.
Well, that's for as long
Yep.
as you're on the vehicle. So.
Don't worry, little guy.
That,
They're really, really nice. They just act like they're not sometimes.
nothing about being a team member yet. You haven't got that far.
As
Tell
Mr.
them, don't worry.
Fluffy
You can be a part
becomes
of the
the
team too. It's great.
official mascot of the crew.
100%.
It's gonna be like porgs everywhere. All right. We're gonna have to come back for like the sand and stuff like that. I don't see a way to, at the moment, to harvest anything. I'm not gonna dig through the sand for individual seeds. That's just too tedious right now. So.
Well, there's like, a clump of dehydrated tomato husk, where they spat the seeds out. There's some guacamole seeds sitting on the ground that haven't started budding yet. So there's some that you could just pick up and walk away with.
Okay. Well, we'll grab a few of those things and take
Dixon
with
totally
the data that Dixon got. So
gets a basic floor plan of the area here, telling you what each of the
nice.
pods is designated as.
So what's the other living pod?
The other living pod is primary med bay.
Ah, well, there we go.
And it
That's
lists,
where we need to go.
that they utilized a special algae protein in some items they rediscovered on the ship. That there was an advanced healing liquid that's basically suspended proteins in a algae base. That when you submerge someone into it, it helps speed up and accelerate healing.
Bacta.
Yeah.
They invented Bacta.
They
I was going to say. We
and
discovered
it's a
Bacta.
bad knockoff recipe, but they seem to have found the right combination in the tanks. As long as the tanks have minimal power, they can maintain the fluid. But in order to be used to heal someone, they require, a considerable amount of power. The best part is the tanks are all self-independent.
Nice.
But they
And
only
that's
hold a
next.
reserve power of about 86 hours.
Okay. And that's next door.
And that's next door. You just need to get out there and shovel the doorway clear.
Wow. Yeah. When weather clears.
As you guys look out the window and totally see the wind blowing.
All right.
Oh
It's awfully nice in here, guys.
As the display on the door, now that it's got power, totally shows you that it's 120 degrees outside, but there's, massive windstorms happening. As your friend Colton is like, hey guys, I'm gonna drive around to the other side of the complex to get out of this wind, and he totally drives the vehicle off around.
Oh, great. Now we're stranded here.
As you guys hear the wind ripping through the damaged buildings, throwing off pieces of sheet metal from the buildings that you hear smack into the side of yours. Thankfully, yours is still holding up quite nicely. I'm assuming you're staying out of the hurricane strength winds out there.
Yes. Hanging out until it
totally sensible.
Calms down. Yeah. This game, this environment, we tend to spend a lot of time hunkered down in vehicles and buildings.
And then all of a sudden, the acid rain comes back. And on the plus side, you notice it kind of cleans off the solar panels because you start charging it like 2%, which is not what it should be charging at, but it's at least charging.
Yay for acid rain. Not.
As the winds seem to slow down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure nobody wants to go out in the acid rain.
Yeah, no. I don't have a rain poncho or anything for protection.
As you guys look out the window and then you look back at Stitch, and every time you look back at Stitch, there's more foxes sitting on top of her. Starts with 1 fox, then 3 fox, then 4 fox, then Mama Fox with the kids rolling in her lap.
I'm extremely happy.
And then,
oh darn, we have to stay here longer.
And then, wow, the winds are going bad out there. As you're totally getting the Morse code honks from the rig. Thankfully, you guys have palatable water. I mean, I would totally boil it first, but still, it's been filtered through the hydroponic system and the ecosystem here. And then a strong gale. Is anyone willing to go forth out into the strong gale the next day?
Mm.
I would rather not.
As you guys sit back and for another day enjoy the local cuisine here.
Bunch of fresh veggies. Yay!
And while you're
That's a little
enjoying your
better.
veggies, you're getting the solid 100 degrees outside on day 3. And you see a constant rough wind blowing outside.
You know, that's probably the best we're gonna get.
Looks like it.
And just as you guys say, hey, the weather's not bad, we might as well go out in 100-degree weather and deal with this because what's the worst that happens? The heat rating's 1 or 2. If you fail your resilience check, it ain't that bad. And the wind is blowing kind of bad, but not too bad. You've got control of this place, and the panels are doing more regeneration than the power system is taking. So there is that.
Okay.
It
Alright.
only took 3 days of you sitting here and 3 days of your partner sitting in the vehicle. As you guys get ready
Yeah.
to head off, you open the door and you get the shunk of the early morning sun, which,
Well,
you
hold
know,
up. Because there's
hold
a
up.
door over here, right?
There is a door on that side, but nobody's dug that door out. Do you want to open that door?
No. Well, I mean, the wind blew that clear, obviously, and so worst case, we're gonna have to dig sand out that when we open the door, anyways. But that's closer to getting to this door
Okay. So
because
immediately you
he's parked way over here somewhere.
uh so you open the door and shook 3 successes worth of sand dig in.
3 successes. I didn't see those rolled.
As the poor foxes all kind of whimper at the air blasting in, even though the 3 days you guys camped in here, the ecosystem kind of reestablished itself thanks to 3 people breathing out moisture and sweating. And, peeing in the corner. I'm kidding. They totally have
And peeing out in the corner.
they totally have a restroom that totally works to regenerate some of the fluids. And as you open
Yeah.
the
Wow.
door and the sand comes sliding in, that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Hooray! I'm at 9 metal now.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Well,
There was a lot of failures that happened.
yeah, I forgot about doing that. I thought about it and then I forgot about it and then thought about it again and then forgot again.
I made friends with the foxes.
Okay, so I failed there. That's a perception failure. Yeah, don't forget to check your or add your metal on your character
Yep,
for
so for
Stitch.
each time you fail, you get a medal and you can cash those in.
Metal,
So,
METTLE.
yes. Not the stolen glory one.
No, that's. I actually made several. I didn't roll as bad as everybody else.
There was some merciless rolls there.
There were.
God. Especially
And,
digging out that fucking door.
and since you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
guys
was a
worked
mess.
so hard in the desert, you get 15 experience because you discovered some lore and you got the computers running and you sat in the car a couple days. You guys were team building and now you have a little clutch of foxes. I mean, what is a clutch of foxes called?
Don't know actually.
Probably a
A good
pack.
time.
I mean, they are, canine hardware on feline software.
I've named them
um,
all.
oh Lord.
Oh. A group of foxes is called an earth.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
earth of
An-
foxes.
An Earth.
Oh, that's
An
nice.
earth of foxes. How poetic that you're on, Omega, calling the group of foxes an earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Bizarre.
fact that y'all have
Serendipitous.
full strain, your strain is down to 0 because these happy little guys like to run up to each of you guys when you're not feeling good and go. And it's
Other
funny 'cause
collective nouns for foxes: a skulk of foxes, a leash of foxes, a trove of foxes,
A trove.
a slink,
ooh, a slink. I like that one.
a rout.
Wow.
Now it's
So
my
wait, how many different groups of do they have?
I mean, there's lots of different collective nouns for a lot of different things. Foxes got a decent number of them. A network of foxes, a troop of foxes,
So
a
where in the hell did the Earth
subterfuge
come
of
from?
foxes,
A centrifuge.
a subterfuge. Foxes, not a centrifuge of foxes.
Oh. I'm like going, what?
Just
How the
spinning
hell
the
do you do
foxes
that?
really, really fast.
I'm
You
like,
don't want to
wow,
know
dude,
what happened to
that's
these foxes if they do that.
A burrow of foxes, a society of foxes, a bevy of foxes.
okay, but Earth is the real
Seems to
term
be.
for, which is just weird.
Canon.
That's weird reference.
A charm of foxes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that one's just charming.
You got fireworks going on. Okay.
I was gonna say,
All
who's
right.
got fireworks going on?
The capital.
Oh,
No.
Probably from earlier. I just sitting there showing the news. Oh, that was like at 9:00.
Oh.
You had fireworks.
That's news to me.
Wow.
was
The
it
city's
mysterious
blowing up
drone?
around you, and city's blowing up around you, and you didn't even notice.
The entirety of the fucking National Mall complex, White House, Capitol, Supreme Court, all combined. If it all blew up, I think we'd all just be better off for it.
Well, there is that, but
And now the FBI is monitoring the Skype call.
Oh,
right.
there we're already monitoring anything I'm involved with. I was put on the list after my Home Depot trip for fertilizer, sulfuric acid, charcoal, pipes, and nails.
Just because you bought pool supplies, garden supplies, and some home building supplies.
Yep. And also the yellow cake uranium. Definitely got put onto a list after that one.
See, I don't see Earth. I came up with skulk and or leash. Interesting. And I didn't know skulk was Scandinavian. How about that?
Makes
I totally
sense.
see that one.
Yeah, skulk. Word skulk comes from the Scandinavian word that means to move stealthily or lurk or wait.
Well, that's some
Totally what
foxes sure do.
Yep,
Oh
they
yeah,
are very good at that, the waiting game. That and there's
that's
nothing
funny.
cuter than watching a fox do that run and nosedive into 3 feet of snow.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
When it's totally sure its target is right there.
They're usually fucking right.
Yep. So you guys got 15 experience. Spend it wisely.
All right.
Spend it well.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna spend it in the least wise way possible. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm gonna work on it.
That's acceptable too.
I don't know if there's a way to do that, but because pretty much anything could be handy.
It's just gonna be knack for it over and over and over again.
Oh, I was
I'm
gonna
only.
say,
I'll never do anything good. I'll only ever remove black dice.
there you go. I mean, you
That's
witnessed
pretty
how
good though.
dangerous the setback dice are in the system. I mean,
I was gonna say that's actually not a bad thing.
because those
I
setback
already
dice
I already have it
quick,
once for planetary geography.
just for the
Yeah,
navigation.
no,
Literally.
yeah.
I
Well,
can
I only
totally
get
understand
one negative black if it's related to dehydration for being a plane or a dust walker.
I get
That's
-2
it,
black
or
for
dust dweller.
planetary geography. That's it.
Nice. I get one black for every social skill.
I have ways to just add automatic successes to mechanics checks.
Nice. Yeah, I forget. I have to look somehow. I forget what I get 2 blue for in survival, but yeah, all of my social skills I have an automatic 1 black, being a gnome.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Everybody's kind of
alrighty.
weirded out.
Huh?
I mean, everybody's kind of weirded out. I mean, it's only been 100 years since people met the first gnome, and they're still weirded out by it.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Especially since the gnomes were in charge of the medical frigates. I mean, you'd
I
think
mean,
everybody'd be like, "Hey, sure, we woke up and you turned yourselves into big Smurfs, but it's cool."
yeah. So get over it.
I mean, they accept the robots to be talking and sentient now, so what the heck?
Right. So what's so big about a horn or tails or
Color changing
You
whatnot?
gotta have another.
I mean, you haven't seen my other ability. I can actually change the color of my skin. So I'm a chameleon.
Mexi chameleon effect.
So yeah. So that's my other fun one. Yeah, they're expensive. Like a tail actually
Uh-huh.
costs experience to get it. Like 15.
Yeah.
So just out of nowhere, you could grow a tail.
No, it's only for
But
character creation.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
during character creation, you have to pick like I think it's 2 uh, of the small list of traits. Some of them actually give you some XP because it grants
Retro.
negatives,
Yeah.
but then like something like a tail, which actually gives you uh,
Agility.
an extra appendage, basically. Uh, it costs you to take that one, so that's like experience that you're losing towards characteristics or whatnot on character creation. So it's like, huh. So yeah. So all right, I have to see what else I can take for probably. It's like, do I want skills or do I want more talents that help me in the desert or help with my psychic ability?
Why not
I mean,
both?
It's
it's
only 15
15.
experience.
It's one 10-pointer and one 5-pointer.
What would animal handling be?
And it's like tier 3.
It would be either using your charm or to go with
Survival.
knowledge.
Okay.
Well, there's a skill.
Okay.
It's like tier 3 for that.
Animal
Oh yeah.
companion. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to actually keep a pet, there is the animal companion tiers. Basically, it starts at what, 3?
I think it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a 3 tier start that gives you the creature as a minion, and then you can slowly upgrade of how good of a minion it goes from being a minion to a rival to just a rival with a bunch of abilities.
That sounds like a commitment. That's not really my thing.
It is a commitment.
Mm.
You want to have that pet,
Oh,
and you want it to be more than just Doctor
yeah.
Evil's, lap cat.
No. That's gonna be a no for me then, dog. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna totally be the toy poodle that she keeps in the purse and just whips it out when
Yeah.
it's convenient.
Wow.
Like it seemed like a good idea, but
Not so much, huh?
yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I gotta spend experience to keep this around. That's 15 points for a tier 3 talent.
It's like,
I don't
Mom and Dad got me a pet. I don't want to have to put this effort in. Shit.
remember for Easter, chicks and bunnies are not pets. They're not
Exactly.
toys. They're a commitment.
They
And then
are.
you look on
So,
Craigslist. As my cat's
Mhm.
looking at me like, what are you talking about, pets on Craigslist? As the cat has totally taken the decoy laptop as his throne because he's like, this laptop is on, it's warm.
mine don't bother my laptop.
Mine is a total shit about it. As he's sitting there being rubbed and clawing the laptop. Of course, it didn't help that him and his brother were feuding earlier, and somebody bit somebody. We don't know who, but someone let out a yowl,
Oh,
which they're
jeez.
not big at doing. It's like, ugh. It's because they've been locked in the room all day. I mean, everything they need in life is in the room, but they weren't able to escape from each other's attention, even though they have separate places to climb.
Wow. All right. So I got a 1. I got a 1. A 2. So I got to go back to 1 again. All right.
Yes, the pyramid for talents of requiring 2 1s to get a 2 and 2 2s to get a 3.
Yeah. All right. So what do I want? Anywho, it's midnight.
Yep, it
It's
is
2
that
a.m.
time, guys.
Mhm.
And it's 2 a.m. for one of you, 1 a.m. for another one of you, and midnight for 2 of us.
Yeah. Good job, all. We didn't die.
Y'all didn't die.
Hooray.
Yay!
You made some friends.
We did.
And we
This is
got some
good.
dirt.
Well, not yet. We found dirt, but we ain't got dirt. So unless we can find somewhere some bins to put the dirt into, potentially with the
I put some
plants
in my cloak,
intact. That
didn't I?
one plant ain't gonna do squat. We need like bins with swaths of them, but I'm sure they're around somewhere. We'll find something.
I mean, think
Okay.
of it as like Waterworld. You know, that single tomato plant in the pot is, immensely valuable.
Yeah, but it's not like the whole thing. So, but I got seeds, so I guess I had to mark that down, huh?
I mean, you do have a 15-foot by 40-foot, not so lit up greenhouse.
Yeah, we can't just pick that up and take it back, though.
I don't see why we can't just make this our new base of operations.
Hmm.
The doctor's like,
Because
let's build a
every time we come back,
backpacker.
we'd have to dig out the fucking doors.
Right?
Well, we'll obviously figure something out. We'll make a
And
tunnel.
you see how well the previous people that had that thought fared.
I mean, I'm still
Where
wondering why the medical provider didn't roll a medicine when I mentioned to you the mysterious disease. But we'll find out more
right?
when you guys get to the medical station. Or
Mhm.
will you?
Great. Great.
Hey,
Well, the other room.
I tried to talk to the foxes and see if they knew. So I mean,
As the camera pans
I'm
back
still
and
learning limitations on people's powers.
you notice in the aquaponics system, there's like an arm and a skull at the very bottom of the water tank full of goop. And the foxes have gnawed the bones of the rest of the person to just powder. I hope the fox
Nice.
That's
can't
fair.
transmit a disease.
Yeah, who knows what kind of molds or
How
anything could
dare
be
you?
growing in
How
here.
dare you talk about my beautiful foxes like that? Unacceptable.
Well,
They are sweetness and light.
we're probably going to have fleas on the ship now, on the vehicle. Great. And then whatever mold's growing in the soil that we didn't notice.
I mean, you can only imagine whatever passes for sand fleas on Omega have probably mutated into some horrible thing.
It's
Yeah,
only a
they're probably.
rental, guys. It's fine.
No, it's going to be ours.
Hmm.
It is both your circus
Hmm.
and your monkeys.
Hmm. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It always works out.